Very good morning. My name's Jeff Lawghton, and it's Monday the 26th of February. If you're new to the channel, well, welcome along. Just to tell you that it is been going particularly well if you are new. 6 winners from the last 7 races that we've covered. All 3 of them won yesterday, so hopefully you're making a few quid. And whilst this is not ever going to be a tipping channel, I do want to try and educate people and turn people into winning punters. As you know, if you've been with me for the last week, I was a losing punter for many years, and it took a long time and it took a lot of effort to become a winning punter, but it is possible. So I do want to try and educate everybody. Don't give up. Let me help you to educate you. I want to teach you how to find winners, and I used the analogy before, which is if I give you a fish, then you're going to eat well today. But if I teach you how to use a fishing rod and give you the rod, then you can eat every day. So that's what I want you to do. Now, I won't be around for forever. I don't know whether it'll be a week, a month, a year, I don't know. But I certainly won't be around forever. So it's important you can do this yourself. So I'll just go through a few points. If you haven't seen the video that I did for Star Sports, which is on YouTube under Betting People, Jeff Lawghton, definitely worth a look. Some of the points that I want to give you it's important to identify the races to bet in. We don't want to bet in the races the bookmakers want us to bet in. We want us to bet in the races where we can win. Try and put figures to any races that you look at to see whether there is an advantage to be had by looking at the figures. If they all come out the same, then there probably isn't. Write down every bet that you have. Profit and loss, you don't have to write every bet, but if you write the profit and loss down every day, you'll know exactly where you are. I can go back years and tell you exactly what I won or what I lost on any specific day. Stick to what you know as well. Obviously, I only stick to horse racing. Just stick to what you know. Also, don't bet each way or try and be a hero. When I say don't bet each way, I don't think there's any value. I used to go racing 4 or 5 days a week, and I would never bet each way. But what I might do is back 2 horses in the race. So if you're having 20 quid each way, so instead of having 20 quid each way and backing one just to get your stake money back, which seems pointless, have 20 quid on 2 horses. If the prices allow it, it makes a lot more sense than backing one each way. And when I say don't try and be a hero, we're not looking for 16 to 1 shots. We want to win every day. And I think from last Tuesday, I believe, when I started, Tuesday, Wednesday, we've won every day by 1. So that's the way I want it to be, that we make money every day. So let's get cracking into today. The one thing I will say just before I start is, if you want to know if I'm going to back one at any stage to big money, then subscribe and I will let you know. The other thing is, I've left my email address and many people have now contacted me. And like yesterday, for example, I put these horses up at 8.45 to the people that have the people that are on my, not channel, but that subscribe to me privately. And for example, and Mighty Moth, I think, was available at 6 to 4, went off 10 to 11. One Eye in Vegas, 15 to 8, went off at 5 to 6. And Kelder Large, 8 to 13, went off at 8 to 15. So you can actually pay for it just purely by getting the early prices at 8.45 instead of an hour later when I do this video. So let's go to, I'm going to cover 4 races today. 1 at Ayr, 1 at Plumpton, 2 at Wolverhampton. So the 1 at Ayr I want to look at is in the 335. This horse called Ayr Street. Now, he'd been beaten a total of 110 lengths in his 3 hurdle races so far. But in his first handicap off a lowly mark of only 91, and on the most testing ground yet, he made a mockery of that mark, winning 25 lengths. Now, because it was only 7 days ago, he carries a £7 penalty until the handicapper reassesses him tomorrow, but his new mark won't kick in until Saturday. So he looks sure to go up at least another £10, I would say. And he's got another entry at Wetherby, which would also he'd be able to run on if he wins this race, comes out of it well. He could run again on Thursday under another penalty, so could still be well in. One to watch for on Thursday if he wins today. I know nothing about the trainer at all, apart from she trains near Selkirk in the Scottish borders, and she has about 14 horses in training. I can find that she's trained 13 winners in the last 5 years, but he could laugh at this. I definitely think he ought to be winning without saying I'm going nap on it. So that would be interesting for me in the 3:35 Era Street. Go to Plumpton 220, David's Well. Now, there are only two that count according to the betting. I think he looks the most likely winner. He had 3 runs with his best coming last time. That was in a much better race than this, when he stayed on in 4th or 5th, beaten 4 lengths behind the 129 rated Making Headway and the 124 rated East India Express. Now, that was 2 weeks ago, so we know he's fit and we know he'll handle the ground. Whereas his main market rival, Winter Reprise, is having his first run for 526 days and his first for Alan King. And his first over hurdles. He's been, Clive Washburn, the owner, has kept him. He had him in training on the flat with David Manouzier, but Alan King's got him now. He was 92 rated on the flat. He won his maiden at Shanty on heavy ground, so we know he'll handle it. But winter heavy ground is definitely different to flat heavy ground. So I think that could make a big difference. I'm told he's schooled well as the Alan King horse, but I'm told he's expected to come on plenty for this today, and I would expect Dave as well to go in and win. Now, going back to what I was saying about prices, I think he was available at even money when I put him up at 8.45. I think 8 to 13 is about as good as you'll get now, but I still think if you want to win, I think he's the one. 2 at Wolverhampton tonight. I want to look at 7 o'clock Lieutenant or Lieutenant Rascal. I'm not sure which way you pronounce that. Lieutenant Rascal we'll go with. Now, he brings the best form into the race, but we haven't seen him for 142 days. He does have plenty of early speed, and a 2 draw will help him. There could be improvement in either of the Midland Park runners, and whilst I think if he's straight, he'll take the beating, I don't think personally I would want to back him at the likely price, which last time I looked was about 6 to 4. So I don't think he'd be a bet for me. The one I have backed is in the 8:30 at Wolverhampton, Lawmaker. Now, again, touching on price, I backed him at 6 to 4 this morning. I believe he's a shade of odds on now. The people who subscribed have got the 6 to 4, so you can pay for any subscription just purely by price. So if you're interested, just drop me a line on the email jefflaughtonmanagement@gmail.com. If you're happy just to take the prices as they come, then this is free, totally free. If you think that prices are important to you, then just drop me a line and we'll have a chat. Now, Lawmaker, he had 3 runs to qualify for a handicap with a now retired William Jarvis. He was subsequently transferred to Michael Bell, and we had to wait 404 days to see his reappearance in a 0 to 72 handicap at Kempton. Now, the significant thing is that he was a very well backed 2 to 1 favourite that day, despite not running for 404 days. So it was no surprise to see him winning. I personally thought he won with a bit up his sleeve, and a £5 hike shouldn't be enough to stop him, as long as he doesn't bounce after so long off the track. He shouldn't do. He's had 33 days off, and with Oisin Murphy taking over, he ought to be winning this. And I think both him and David's Well would be the 2 I would have had my biggest bets on today, and a little bit on Era Street as well. So I say, if you want to drop me a line, ask me any questions. I'll answer everything honestly. If I can help in any way, I'm more than happy to do that. Subscribe if you want to know when I'm next going to have a bet, or as I said, drop me a line if you're interested in getting the bets early. All right, thanks very much, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.